Working in retail is never easy, especially when you have to deal with a bunch of crazies. Welcome to this episode of Tales from Retail.
Our first one is from Amaranth Wolf, titled, "Ma'am, it's literally a pen." This happened a week or so ago, but it's still hilarious to me. I'm an assistant manager of a children's stationery shop, so over the last few days, I've had to deal with some horrendously petty customer complaints, but today really topped it. A few days ago, I sold this older woman a pen, a single ballpoint pen that costs like $1.60. We sell some pretty exciting pens that light up or change colors, or have toys on the end, but this one was just a basic ass ballpoint pen with some pink and blue flowers on it or something. The pen is wrapped in plastic and has a sticker on it with the barcode and batch number and store logo and choking hazard and all that normal jazz. Today she comes in and tells me she got it, but the person she was buying for was very upset that it didn't have a store's card on it. Side note, our store name is singular, example, fork, but boomers constantly pronounce it as a plural, example, forks, and it drives me absolutely crazy. Anyway, I didn't quite know what she meant because we don't sell cards with any of our stock. There's no fancy certificate that tells you it's from us or anything like that. She repeated it, and I asked if she meant the barcode, because I remembered that I had to look the pen up manually as the label had fallen off it when she purchased it. She said yes, and apparently that was a big deal. This lady is mad about this. Apparently, the person who she was shopping for knows what she wants and was very, very upset she didn't get it with the store's card because she wanted to see the name. At this point, I pointed out that our store name is printed on the pen itself, so when the label and wrapping is taken off, you can still see it's from us. But oh no, that was unacceptable. This woman didn't swear at me, but she may as well have. I explained to her that the barcode label only had a tiny logo, and it was rubbish stuck to other rubbish that you'd have to take off to use the pen. She didn't care. She demanded that it was swapped for another one. These pens are very old, and most of the labels have been ripped off by kids, so I went and grabbed the cup with the others in it and showed her that most of them were missing the labels, including all the pens of that particular color. A few of the loose labels were in the bottom of the cup. She told me to swap it for another color, but the other color was a boy's pattern, which I'm sure would also be an issue. And at this point, I was absolutely unwilling to take a hit to my KPIs for a return or exchange as petty as this. After telling her again that the store name was on the pen, the barcode label would be immediately removed upon use, I suggested I could tape a broken label to it, and she agreed. No thanks or anything. Of course, just a snarky remark. "Well, it's no skin off your knuckles, you know." To which I really had to bite back a very rude reply. I sellotaped a random label to it and gave it back to her. She left, thank goodness. I have a sneaky suspicion she was referring to our loyalty card. It's like a coffee card where you get stamps for spending and save up to get free things, but you have to spend $15 to get a stamp, not $1.60. If she dares to come back in and argue that later, I will be very firmly telling her that $1.60 is not equal to $15, and she will not be getting a stamp. The reason I didn't ask about the stamp card is because my first thought was the barcode, and she said yes to that, so that's the solution I went with. We shall see if she comes back. The only thing that consoles me slightly is that she took a significant chunk out of her own day, wasting time to come get literally a piece of rubbish off us. Probably spent more on petrol than she did on the pen. Christmas brings out the best in everyone, doesn't it? The fact that they really wanted that label, and the fact that they spent all that time just to get that label, says that that label to them was extremely important. This next one is from SM9847, titled, "I Want My Money Back." This was over 20 years ago when my state had just started the lottery. Everyone had gotten excited about winning easy money and were going practically crazy buying lottery tickets and scratch-offs. I'd walked into a gas station store where I used to work and talked to a friend who still worked there. It was around 9 p.m. and we were talking about all the insane stuff some of the customers would do when an older Asian lady walked in, going straight to the counter. For the employee, I'll call him Brian. Elderly Asian lady will be AL, and since I was observing, I'll just tell the story as it happened. Yes, ma'am. How may I help you?
How much for a scratch-off ticket?
$1 each, ma'am.
I want 40, please.
She picked the card style she wanted and paid for them in cash. Brian counted out 40 twice just to be sure in front of her. Anything else?
No, thank you.
She got her tickets and went to her car. Brian and I were watching her scratch the tickets in her car, and we're talking about how it'd be funny if she won a large jackpot and wanted her money now. After roughly 20 minutes, Asian lady came back in with her tickets and walked up to the counter.
I want my money back.
She slammed the now used tickets on the counter.
These no good. I want my money back.
Brian looked at me, then the Asian lady, and had a surprised look on his face. Ma'am, I can't. Once you buy them, they're yours. You can't bring them back for a refund. They're yours forever and ever. Asian lady gave Brian a look that could kill a bear in its tracks. Then at me. We really expected her to loudly complain, but she just quietly walked out to her car. Brian and I were examining the tickets and found she had won money, but probably didn't notice it or understand how they worked. As she started backing up, I ran outside to inform her she had money coming and to come back in for her winnings. She almost ran me over before stopping. After I told Asian lady she had won money after all, she got excited, got out of her car, then ran back inside. Meanwhile, I put the car in park. Yup, she was that excited. Brian explained how scratch-offs worked and showed Asian lady the money she won. It wasn't really much of a win though. She paid $40 and walked away with $43. It didn't matter. She strutted out the door as though she won $1 million. After that, I left for home and never saw Brian or Asian lady again. I like to think that maybe Asian lady might have gotten the golden ticket later on, just like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Considering that the lottery just came to the state, I wouldn't put it past that the lady didn't understand the rules or anything like that. I'm glad your friend took the time to explain the rules to her and how everything worked, and I'm glad that you let her know she won money. I hope all is well for all parties involved in this story. And our final one is from This Is Not a Username, titled Telepathy Required for This Position. I've been laughing about this all day, so I figured others might enjoy it. The other day, the supermarket I work at had a pipe break and needed the water shut off through the whole store while it was getting fixed. We had no working bathrooms for my entire closing shift because of this. We got a warning ahead of time that the water would be shut off around 9:30 and the store closes at 10. This meant that we had to close our deli department early before the water shut off. This wasn't much of a problem since on a regular day, we get maybe 3 customers past 8 p.m. Anyway, around 9, this dude walks up and says to me, "You're closed?" Yes, unfortunately there was a plumbing issue, etc, etc. However, we can still slice meat and cheese right now, and we have boxes of fried chicken. Dude's starting to walk away. "Isn't there an 800 number I can call?" "For what?" "To tell corporate about how you guys are deciding to close early and didn't tell anyone. This is ridiculous." Well, if you'd like, you could talk to the manager in charge tonight." "No, I'll just find the number online." He walked smugly away after clearly putting me in my place with his comments. I mean, I'm genuinely curious what he believed to be the best course of action here. Are we expected to call everyone within a 30-mile radius, letting them know that our already empty deli will be closing an hour earlier than usual? Or did he just trust that our psychic link with him would alert us of his craving for a sub? I guess I'll never know. I mean, I don't know what he expects to accomplish. A pipe breaking is completely out of any one person's control as well as the whole store, so good luck to his complaint, I guess. Alright, That's enough tales for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Tales from Retail. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell and drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my patrons. Have a great day and stay safe out there.